Good morning, people. Today is the 30th of May, 2023, and I can proudly pronounce that I at last got my energy healer, um, which is fantastic. It's actually helped me a lot because at the moment, because of my low money levels, I get sort of anxiety and attacks because this is not a fun thing in Jamaica if you don't know how you're going to buy your next dog and cat food and so on and so on. So it's helped me a lot to calm me down and to keep me relaxed. It's really, really, really good. And I have decided that I am going to do a online experiment with it because it can do all sorts of things. And one of the things is it can actually straighten out your skin. And because people only believe what they can see, I have decided I'm going to run that program for a week or so and see if I can improve all the wrinkles in my face because I'm starting to look like Keith Richards, and I'm not really planning to look like Keith Richards. So I'm just going to give you a bit of a close up. You can see all my wrinkles. Um, and then I'm going to give a little update every day how that progresses because I know this thing is really good and it works really well. So we'll see. It's going to be a live experiment and you can participate. So that was the first thing. The other thing is I want to give another huge shout out to Sean because I don't know. I think in the video I said he sent me 30. He actually sent me 100 Canadian dollars, which is absolutely fantastic. Sean, you're my lifesaver. You've been so often. You've helped me out, and I don't even know what to do without you. You've been such a fantastic friend over the years. It's just been one of my best uh, friendships I've had with you, and I can't wait for you to come back down. Please do, Sean. I would love you to see you again and be spend time with you. I have never had so much fun with anybody like with you. We just always have these. We've done so much stuff together, and we had so much fun racing up the road with your rental and doing all sorts of crazy stuff. And just being on the road with you is just more fun than with anybody else. It's no, you are a very, very, very special person for me. Um, you ordered my tamarind juice, and it came, and it was like the whole packet leaked out, and you've man, you've just helped me so much. I'm sorry, I did. I don't know, the customs must have mashed that up, or I don't know, whatever. Um, I'm still gonna one day send you some more tamarind jam because it's so lovely, and you loved it too. Which the only thing you got was the tamarind jam. Anyway, that was a long part of it. Now, so those are the two things I wanted to say first, and now there's a little story about my hill. Behind my road, there's a road going up to a place called Content, and that road has some very steep parts where it's like the cliff goes down really steep into the gully. And I wanted to talk about how that actually, I nearly died two times on that road. Um, the first time was when I was putting up the electricity line, and I was putting up poles, and we had cut the poles in the bush, and I put them on the back of the tractor with a chain and was towing them along this road. And I had I had basically fastened the chain on the right side of the tractor, and I was pulling the log, and suddenly the log got caught in a stone, and of course the chain straightened out, and the tractor just swung right over to the cliff. And I was like, oh gosh. So I got off the tractor. I managed to stop it. I got off the tractor and I looked at how the situation was, and the tractor was literally, the wheel was on the edge. here the cliff went down here. The wheel was on the edge. I mean, a couple more, like 5 centimeters more, and the tractor would have rolled down that hill. Uh, and I mean, for sure, killed me. Because it's very, very steep down there. It would have like toppled down there and turned over 5 times. Actually, a tractor did turn over on that road one time. The driver luckily managed to jump out in time, but that would have been much harder with me because I had a little cabin on the top, so it wouldn't have been so easy to jump out as in an open tractor where you can just jump out. So I don't know if I would have managed to jump out of that tractor on time, because these things happen very fast. So that was the first time, and the second time was actually just a couple of months ago. It was actually just before my Amarok, before the engine had a damage, and I had to um, fix it. Um, I was doing a job carrying people, these French guys, up the hill. They were working on a radar station which the military is installing, I guess, to find all the jug boats on the sea. They're doing that I think in 5 or 6 spots around the island, and these French guys were installing the equipment which comes from France, and I was carrying them up there, and it's a very treacherous road going up there, really, really steep and very, very terrible. And one day I was supposed to pick them up at 5, and somehow the time slipped away from me, and it was 4 o'clock, and I knew that I wasn't going to make it because I have to drive. It's actually just behind my house. It's just behind my house. It's not far away. It's probably only 5 kilometers or 6 kilometers away. But uh, I had have to go through that bad road above my house, and and that road is absolutely. Yes, Sammy. Yes, I love you. But don't jump on my computer, please. Um, so so I was late, and I thought, well, I'm just gonna have to take the risk and just drive through the shortcut up on my road. And it had just rained in the afternoon, and I drove up there, and nobody had driven along that road for literally months, and the grass was really high, and it was all wet, and so I came to the part where it went down really steep on the side, and I started slipping. I had four-wheel drive in there, and but my tires were not that great, and so I got this slip on it, and I thought, well, let me try one more time. Started off again, and it slipped again, and I thought, well, no, let me just check. And I checked, and it was the same situation as with the tractor. The wheel was literally on the edge. I mean, if I would have tried one more time, the car would have toppled down the thing, and I definitely wouldn't be able to jump out of the truck because, and that would have been the end of me. I mean, that would have, the truck would have gone 10 times over and smashed up in the bottom. So that was really, really, really tough. And so what I had to do then, I had to leave the truck up there and go back to the house, walk down here. And I had already prepared everything to go up there early in the morning. I had to come along one of these things where you can pull it into the road, and a huge wire thing. I had a lot of equipment, very heavy stuff. And in the night, I was like, I was always thinking, oh God, I hope that truck doesn't slide down in the night. And then I knew that I was going to have a problem falling asleep. So I drank like quite a good amount of rum. And finally, I was just about to fall asleep. And then the rain started. And normally it very, very rarely rains in the night. But this time it rained like absolutely crazy. It came down in just torrents of water. And I was like wide awake. I didn't even feel the rum anymore. I was just like, oh gosh, this is the end of my truck. If that rain comes down that hill, and I'm already on the. It was like the truck was already like this on the precipice. The rain is going to wash it down, and that's going to be the end of me. And I was just fretting. I couldn't sleep the whole night. Literally, I couldn't sleep till the morning. And at the first break of day, I I got my equipment, put it all in a bag, and walked up the road. It's about 2 kilometers up there. The equipment was extremely heavy. I was absolutely exhausted when I reached up there, and I was so relieved that I could see the truck there. So it took me literally 6 hours to get that truck back on the road. I mean, I had to because first I thought I would just pull it in with the come along and it would just slide it. But of course, that truck is much too heavy. You're not going to just pull it in sideways. That's not going to work. Yeah. So I had to get the jack it up. Um, then I could put the come along on it, and every time I like could bring it in like 2 3 centimeters, then the jack would fall down. I'd have to jack it up again, tighten the come along, make it come over, and it took me 6 hours to literally get the truck this far into the road. And after 6 hours, then my jack mashed up. So I was like, okay, this is the end of that operation. So I just knew I'm gonna have to just drive out. Luckily, it had been sunny that morning, and the grass had kind of dried out, and I was just praying, please let me drive out here. And I drove out, and I got the truck out there. So that was quite an adventure, and it was not the only times. I have several more times where I nearly died in Jamaica. So those were the two occasions on my hill there. So thank you very much for your support. Please, please, please subscribe to my channel. The subscriptions, the views are going up, but the subscriptions are kind of dwindling. I'm getting little subscriptions. I've got 70 in the time I've done this thing for 4 weeks, but I need more subscriptions. I'm going to get you more outside content now. I have to work on my phone because the phone battery is really bad on the one phone, which is working. The other phone isn't working anymore. I'm going to have to take the battery out of the one phone, put it in the other. But iPhones, of course, is not just like you just don't put out a battery like that. You have to open it, and you have to have the special tools and so on and so on. So it's all not so easy. So that was it for today. As I said, thank you for the support. And if you can make a little donation, I'm really, really having a hard time at the moment. Things will get better. I know that, but at the moment it's just hitting the barrel bottom a bit. And I even have problems feeding my cats and dogs, which always gives me a lot of anxiety. I can't buy dog and cat food. So a little donation on coolestcam@gmail.com would be fantastic, because this Treasure Beach thing, I'm kind of sorry I did it, because all the great videos I made, man, they're all without sound, and I don't even know if I can use them. I'm going to do some voiceovers of them, but I'm having technical problems getting them on my computer, because of course iPhones and Windows doesn't mix very well, and it always has issues. It starts downloading the videos, and then it says there was some kind of mistake and whatever, and then I have to try it again and try it again. Sometimes I'm lucky, I get one video, but it's a very gruesome process, and so I'm working on that. So I'll see you tomorrow with the next video, and have hopefully a really nice video to another really great story, because the really good stories are coming up, actually. And I've kind of